In Chinese medicine, it's called the web that has no weaver. In Zen Buddhism, it's called the sound of one hand clapping. In the Vedas, it's that infinite void, that infinite nothing. So there is no who. Can you look at it this way? You've been existing within this something that is within a nothing. Because that's what it is. It's like nothing becomes something and becomes very firmly something in its opaque density, which is where we're living right now. There's not a thing that's running it. It is intelligent. It has an intelligence, but it's not an intelligence like it remembers a bunch of stuff. It's not that kind of, it's not an intelligence that we can comprehend, because what our sensory system is feeding is five senses that are actually only able to calibrate 4 dimensions, 3 spatial and 1 time. So when you go into your meditation, you actually start getting inklings of other dimensions. When you're in a dream, why can't you remember a dream? Why do you have to write a dream down? Because when you're in a dream state, your brain is in a theta wave, and a theta wave is absorbing far more information in each moment than an active wave. So the moment you wake up, your brain, and the moment light strikes your eyes, your brain goes into a beta state or an alpha state, and then into a beta state. And the same events that you can understand in an alpha or a beta state, you cannot understand that you had in a theta state. Haven't you ever woke up and you say, oh, I'll remember that dream. I don't have to write it down. That's silly, right? And then you wake up and there is no way, you can't even think of the category that the dream was in, correct? Mm-hmm. Because the brain is operating at different levels. And languaging and imaging and the story that goes with it is only able to, one level cannot integrate into another level. It's just that simple. I mean, try getting into a website without remembering your password, right? Hey, it's me, darn it. No, give me the password. You're not gonna just get in, right? So this is the sophistication of this mechanism. And what you end up with is that you have this very intelligent, nearly infinite event that has a massively intelligent, infinite nothing beyond that. The something is called prakriti in Sanskrit. The nothing is called adusha. Nothing. But it's infinite. And so the intelligence that allows this to come through is not something that we can sit down and draw a little picture of. Like, this is who it is. This is who's giving us our assignment. No, what happens is that your life is unfolding into this in 8.4 million pre-human incarnations and 84,000 human incarnations, of which you're at the very tail end of, because you wouldn't be here otherwise. That means that you have all of this registration, which is called your Akasha, and that Akasha, the algorithm of your Akasha, just figures it all out and says, here are the lessons that you haven't yet learned. And we're going to keep giving them to you until you learn them. And we'll give them to you in all different flavors so that you can master them. And we're not going to give you the easy ones, because at this level of operation, you're in the master level. And mastery, the courses for your PhD are much more difficult than your courses for your second grade. And so at this level, your lessons are very challenging. And that's why sometimes you decide, let me just take a break. Let me just go back with the second graders. Let me watch Judge Judy. Or As the World Turns. Because I would rather just relate to those fictional problems on a fictional stage that are being portrayed to look very real, kind of, than to deal with the existential things that I have to deal with in my existence. So, write down on your paper that for the first one you're going to be setting your intention. And that's basically just allowing yourself to be open. And that's the gong meditation. Then we're going to go into Kirtan Kriya, which is Sata Nama, using the mudras of the hand. And as we know, that's for clearing the subconscious. But if you want to use a more pragmatic or practical term, what we're really clearing is life noise. Whatever your life noise is, that's what we're clearing. Or whatever the life noise is that's around you, that's what we're clearing also. Because if you can figure out how to navigate the life noise that's around you, then the life noise that's around you actually doesn't hold you back. It's actually energy. Somebody yelling in your face, I mean using an extreme example, but somebody getting up in your face is just energy. Not that you want to have that kind of energy all the time, but if it perhaps did happen to you, that there is some circumstance that is very unpleasant, just use it as energy. Then we're going to go to the English mantra of we are the people, people of love. And this is tapping on the heart center. So our fingers are slightly curved, and we're tapping here, right? Not hard, you're just tapping with your fingertips here. And the we are the people, people of love. This is to open the heart. And the heart is a great teacher because it teaches us that in order to give, we must exert. And in order to receive, we must relax. And just like people breathe backward, people have this thing backward. They believe that they have to exert to get. How do you get ahead? Hard work. That's completely backwards. When people breathe just counter appropriately, you say inhale and they go, right? And they've sucked their belly in and they've raised their shoulders like this. No, the way you breathe properly is you let your shoulders drop down and you push the belly out. And the moment you breathe properly, if you want to be a hero to someone, just teach them how to breathe properly. It'll change their world. Whoa. Everything starts to look different. Everything starts to feel different, sound different. So the heart is a great teacher. It teaches us exert to give, relax to receive. What goes around, comes around. What goes around, comes around. In today's world, we exert to get, which means we never receive, which causes us to continue to try to get, which is the basis of greed. Maybe. In today's world, we exert to get, which means that we never receive. And because we never receive, it's the basis of greed, because we're just continuously trying to get, striving to get. It's a thieves' game. The next one is that we're using the kriya of hug, and then this is teaching you to take as many angles in life. If at first you don't succeed, try again, yes? So Subhag Kriya, Had, is actually teaching you through a physical apparatus to look this way or this way, maybe this way or this way or this way. It's called a prosperity meditation, because in order to prosper, which means prospirit, which means for spirit, in order to prosper, you have to look at something at all the different angles, because if you don't, something less than spirit is going to catch your attention, catch your objection, catch your defenses, catch your offenses, and you're going to start orbiting that and never move to spirit. Okay. Then on the back side of your page, the Satnam Waheguru. This is the one that you focus forward, and you take your non-dominant hand. If you're left-handed, it'll be your right hand. If you're right-handed, it'll be your left hand. You take your non-dominant hand. You take your dominant hand. For me, it's a right hand. For whoever else, you could have a left hand. And you're going like this. And what this is doing is this is taking your Mars center, and you are striking your lifeline, your headline, your heart line, all of these lines of your body, and you're stimulating them. You're stimulating them with an action plan. So you're stimulating them like this. And so that's setting the pathway forward. And then the last meditation of today is to accept the destiny. Hummy hum, Brahm hum, which means what is to be already is. What I am to be, I already am. And this is an interesting fact, because this is a fact of what is not four-dimensional space-time. It's a fact of the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is what's known as the unification of time-space, in which all time is a single moment, and all space is a single point. What we have done with these bodies is that we're occupying that fifth dimension, but we've divided it up. We've divided it up so that we can perceive it, so that we can move through it, and so that we can have time that is passing as we move through it. And that's what we experience in this vehicle, which has a shelf life and everything else that has to do with time-space, right? So there you are. That's what we're going to do today. And the reason we're going to do it, you'll understand more when we're done. The reason we're going to do it is because you want to get this seed established early in the summer so that you can repeat some of this every single day throughout the summer and end up having an incredible harvest come fall. Mm-hmm. And have an incredible harvest come the rest of your life. So, I want you to get comfortable on your back. We're going to leave it hot, just because we won't be moving.